Wide here with Game 2 of the Asus Republic of Gamers Summer 2013 Finals. Spawning here on Star Station in the bottom right as the blue Brotoss is Azubu's San. And spawning in the top left as the red Terran, it's the fan of San himself, Team Liquid's Taeja. And so if you guys missed game 1, Taeja was able to take out San impressively, was able to take off the second expansion and was able to ride the momentum into victory. San didn't play poorly, but he didn't play that great, and Taeja was able to read him continuously and was able to do some drop harass, was able to get some really good engagements. So San's going to have to try and find his momentum back here in game 2. Taeja's opening up with a barracks. And San is warping in his first gateway, and he's going to send out his first probe to try and find out where Taeja has spawned. And he's going to be going for the cross position. Something of note here on Star Station is the third for players is a very difficult third to protect, especially for Protoss. So San will have a lot of problem protecting this because it's so wide open. Generally, a lot of mass will have the third, and the choke point will be a lot smaller, something similar to this. And so it's much easier to force field. Unfortunately, the third here is basically impossible to force field. You'd have to put down 20 force fields just to block it off. So this map might favor the Terran, especially in longer macro games. San's going to get a full scout, is able to see the refinery with 3 SCVs, and the orbital command is almost up. San has 3 probes himself, but Taeja has not scouted yet. He is sending out his SCV now, as San's probe is under fire and is going to be able to get away. The Marine is going to be scouting over this little ledge. And we got a little SCV probe fight here by San's Natural. And the Zealot's going to come in here, and now the SCV's going to have to run away. But the SCV is able to see the expansion nexus. And the probe's going to come in here for another scout. And now San is chrono boosting out the mothership core. Taeja's able to detect that as well. And remember this damage probe, well, he'll go back in for another scout. He's not going to go up the ramp. He knows it's certain death. He sees the bunker. He sees the expansion. And that's good enough for San. No reason to sacrifice the probe. As a Zealot and Mothership Core are now darting across the map. So there might be some early aggression here. And this probe does have the Xel'Naga Tower. SCV is going to go there and try to get the tower, but sees the probe, is now going to have to run away. The probe still has control of the tower, is able to see everything. And Taeja is getting his third up, even before his second has completed. All he has is a barracks and a reactor. He's getting a factory up now. This Zealot and Mothership Core, well, if there wasn't a bunker there, they'd be able to do a lot more damage. But with the bunker there, the Zealot's not going to be able to do too much. And Taeja has actually stopped production of Marines currently. Now he's building 2 more. 3 Marines might not be able to deal with his Mothership Core that well. The Mothership Core is going to decide to get away rather than take the chance of getting taken down. This is a very interesting, very macro, very economic, very greedy play by Taeja, as he is getting his third. And the robotics facility, and here's the money scan. The money scan is able to see everything currently, sees the robotics facility, but does not detect this pylon over to the far right side. Both players have their expansions up and running. Taeja's building a mine and a starport. Not sure if the mine is going to be used for defense purposes. The third orbital command is also coming up. And we see another probe coming into Taeja's view pretty soon here. He's actually put a proxy pylon right in front of Taeja's natural. And there are 2 stalkers and an observer that are scooting across the map, so this is going to be a 2-base timing. But I don't see any immortals, so this is kind of interesting. And now that pylon's picked off, it's going to have to cancel it. San puts the pylon a little bit behind the original pylon. And the mines are going to go down in front of the bunker. Taeja immediately identifies this as some sort of attack. He puts down 2 more bunkers. Actually, he cancels one, so he's going to get 1 more bunker. He has 1 medevac out, and that's going to help quite a bit. And actually, instead, he's just going to go for a drop of his own. He has to be careful here as the 2 stalkers are in range. He's going to drop these 6 Marines on that probe to finally get rid of that nasty proxy pylon. And the third is going to lift down into Taeja's third. And like I said before, this third is very difficult to defend. It's so large. Terran probably has an easier time of defending, especially with siege tanks and mines and things like that. And while that's going on, San's going to get his third, as that's warping in. He has the Templar Archives almost completed. The Observer is able to pick up on the timing of the third expansion of Taeja. And Taeja is going to be putting down a missile turret at his natural. Doesn't have one in his main. There are no Dark Templars coming as of yet. San's going for Zealot Charge, and his +1 armor is almost completed. Taeja still does not have +1 attacks, nor Stim Pack, nor Combat Shields. He's getting all 3 of those right now. So San will have a small window where he has 1 armor upgrade. The mine's going to burrow at the third, and Taeja's going to drop 3 Marines, it looks like. Actually, this medevac doesn't know what he's doing, driving around like a drunken pilot. And he's going to hang out at the main, is taking some pot shots, and his feed back down by the Templar. San still does not have Psionic Storm, but Taeja does see the Templar, and so he's going to start getting up Ghosts immediately. He has more medevacs building, and he is blocking off his third with a whole bunch of supply depots, and he's putting the bunker on the right side and using an armory to block off the bunker. Interesting play. Supplies are pretty even. Taeja has a small 10 supply advantage. And San's getting his second forge. And he's chrono boosting out his level 2 armor. And once again, Taeja does not have +1 attack upgrade either. He's able to focus down on that observer, but he's still behind on upgrades. And now Taeja is constructing many more barracks in the front of his base. He's putting 3 barracks down near his third. Still a small supply advantage for Taeja. And San is now chrono boosting out that storm, the Psionic Storm. He needs a Psionic Storm. He doesn't know this attack is coming. The War Prison is going to try and do some harass on the left side of the base, but the Viking is taking pot shots at it. It's almost dead. Taeja is very close to San's base. San does have a whole bunch of High Templar, but he does not have Storm completed. It's still about 50 seconds away, and Taeja's going to hit a great timing here. He's going to go in here. He's going to pick off 1 Templar. The other 2 are forced to morph into an Archon. These Marines and Marauders are stimming. They're going to take some shots at the Archon. The force fields are able to block off about 4 or 5 units, so they're all destroyed. Supplies are even now. San is just waiting for the Psionic Storm. It's almost complete. And now that it's complete, it's going to be a lot more difficult for Taeja to move in here. There is 1 Templar in the back, and he is going to be warping in a few more. The Zealots are taking a whole bunch of shots. kiting away his Taeja. He's doing everything that he can. The medevac is in red. And San's able to reclaim that Xel'Naga tower. And Taeja's going to run back to his base. Going to reassess the situation. Find out what he can do better. He is getting 2-2 upgrades. And that's going to be far ahead, at least, of San's weapons upgrades. As San only has 2 armor upgrades. He doesn't have a weapons upgrade. He is getting Thermal Lance as well, so he is switching to Colossus. Army and worker supply are very similar. Supplies are almost dead even. While Taeja has dropped on this proxy pylon in the bottom left base, is going to take that out. He doesn't know that the probe is still alive and dropping off another proxy pylon. And the Fan of Sand is actually going to discover this. The Marauders are very slow. These guys don't have stim. They're finally going to be able to pick off this damaged probe from the beginning of the game. He's going to be able to pick off this pylon as well. Able to scan down another observer, but he's taking a lot of damage from the Zealot harass in his natural. Taeja is easily able to defend his natural from the Zealot harass. And now he's going to be moving out. He's able to pick off 1 Templar. The Templar did storm this pack of Marine and Marauders, but wasn't able to do too much. And there is about a 30 supply advantage for Taeja. So San has to be careful here. He has 1 Colossi. Taeja only has 2 Vikings in his army composition, and he is building more. Taeja's 4th is under attack by this lone Zealot that was hanging out here, and now that Zealot's going to be taken out easily. Medevacs are healing up. And San is putting down his 4th on the right side, able to take off that scouting Marine, and has warped in a few photon cannons to help with defense, but I'm not sure if San's going to be able to hold this. This army composition by Taeja is pretty scary, as there is only 1 Colossi. Storms will have to be money storms if he wants to take out this army. Few feedbacks on all these ghosts. Those Templars, Morven Archon immediately taken out. And now Taeja's going to be marching in here. There's only 1 Colossi. Not a lot of Templars. All the units are in yellow by Taeja, but Taeja destroying everything. All the Immortals are going down. The Colossi is picked off. All the Immortal shields are gone. The Immortals are trying to run away. The Vikings have landed, taking down all the cannons. The Pylons are under attack, and so is the fort. Templars are coming in here with great storms. They'll do a lot of damage, picking off a lot of units. That Planetary Nexus Cannon is going to pick away at all these red units, but will it be enough? As the Zealots are warped in, the Archon is immediately destroyed. The 4th is now picked off. The Stimming Marines and Marauders unit is still marching in, and they're able to pick off all these probes hanging out at the assimilator. The Colossi is doing everything he can. He has 6 kills, but he's going to get picked off here. Has 7 kills. These ghosts are picking off all these probes. Taeja has a huge supply advantage. San's doing everything he can, but he can't do much else. Final warp-in doesn't do anything. San has to GG out. Taeja was able to get a very good engagement here at the 4th. It's very wide open. Got the nice concave. Was able to pick off the Nexus, and Taeja wins another game in great macro style. So San's gonna have to win the next 3 games if he wants that championship. The Fan of Sand puts down San in game 2. So we'll head over to game 3, and hopefully San can make it a little bit more competitive.